Hello, my name is Nienks and thank you for spending some crafty time with me. Today we're going to do the third card of the Daydream March 2025 paper pumpkin. And this is the only one I think that I'm going to cut, that I cut the card base in half because that backside is so pretty. We're just going to cut it off and use it for a different project. So yes, I'm still busy with March paper pumpkin. I'm a bit behind with everything, but that's fine. I think I did mention in my previous videos that I did do this recording already in March when the kid came, and I'm just doing voiceovers now and posting because I am behind. But that's fine, we'll catch up. I actually just received my June kit. Is it June or is it the July one already? I can't even remember. It's the June one. I just received the June kit. I'm very excited to play with that. But then I also want to do, the other ones in order. So I may opt to post them in order as far as I can. And we'll just see. So it's summer. I hope you are all doing great. We're having a lovely time visiting with family and just taking the kids out to the pool. Just been absolutely beautiful summer. So spending time outside is important. So I just grabbed some basic white thick cardstock and I'm mounting the card front onto the card base so that we can have a nice front and still have the back side to do something with. So there is a lot of flower die cuts in this kit. I haven't used all of them. I think originally you were supposed to use, there was like a pop-up for each one of the 6 flowers on the card front. I think I opted to only pop up 3. So I think I mentioned that I made a different alternative that looks a lot like the card 2. I will be posting that one next week. I picked the sweetest birthday wishes for the sentiment, and I'm just using my grid paper to line that up and also stamping off to remove some of the oils. Because I'm just doing all 3 of these cards together, I will be stamping all 3 the sentiments together. It is time saving if you don't have to go back. I like to wipe my stamps between inks, otherwise if you just put the dirty stamp down you might knock it over and then have an ink smear. So just using the scrap paper to make sure the image is stamping properly or the sentiment is stamping properly before I actually use my pre-dyed sentiment strips. I always say it, but the paper pumpkin paper is not the normal basic white. It doesn't absorb the ink so quickly, so I tend to just leave my stamp, stamp it down, leave it on the sentiment strip just for a couple of seconds extra, usually about 10 seconds or so, and that will give you a way clearer image. Because these are such very thin and delicate font, very thin and delicate font, you really want that to be clear. So yeah, just leave stamp it down and just hold it. Don't wiggle or rock, that's the right word. Just keep it steady with nice even pressure and you will get a good impression. So we got these gold honeycomb die cuts in the kit. They're very delicate. And I am going to put them on this card front. This is sort of the same way as intended. This little scrap, it's like a brown paper What that actually is the handle from a brown paper bag. So you know the gift bags usually have this twisted piece of paper. It is like a rough paper, and I just untwisted the handle. I cut it off, untwisted it, and then I got this nice earthy natural piece. So I just tore the edges, and I'm going to use that to pop up my, or not pop up, let my sentiments stand out a little bit, because I felt like it was just disappearing with all the busyness of this card. It is very not muted colors, but it is very busy, I felt like. So I just used the spent paper bag handle, untwisted it, and then just got that nice natural texture. It's a bit crunchy, so I do like that too. I'm just going to back the sentiment strip with that. I don't like using liquid glue on these very delicate die cuts, because if you, number one, it makes a big mess. That is such a tiny spot to try and get glue on, and with shiny things, if you get glue on the front, they turn matte, and you can very clearly see that there's a glue smear, and if you try to wipe that off, you'll just tear your die cut or something like that. So I like to just adhere the die cuts with the dimensionals. So strategically putting the dimensional on top of the delicate die cut, where I know I'm going to cover it with something else anyway, and in this case that will be the flowers. So like I said, here I'm just picking the ones I want to use and pop up. I didn't want to do all of them, so we're going to use the extra 3 for something else. And these you have to line up because they're exactly the same as the flower at the bottom, so I'm just trying to find the right positioning. And then I don't want these to sag, so I want to carefully position dimensionals where they will pop up without going overboard. So there I have my dimensional already in the correct spot, holding the die cut in place, and now I just added some dimensionals where it will keep the rest of that flower nice and steady. So the next video will be the alternative I made of the second card, where I'm just using some of these flowers and some sets I have to copy the layout of the card that came in the kit. So if you're interested in seeing that, please like and subscribe. It will be the next video. I do believe I'm not making a voiceover for that one, so if I'm giving you some outdated information, just forgive me. I did film that a while ago, but I have it and I'm going to post that, and then hopefully we will start to catch up, unless of course I have some other summer activities. Let me know what your favorite things are to do during summer. We love to go to the pool, to the zoo. We also got some museum passes, so we did that. I think with young children that is very important, and to get them out of the house, and they really, really enjoy that. So let me know what your favorite activities are for summer. I think in the Stampin' Up world there is the scrapbooking retreat coming. Let me know if you did that one. Like I said, we have family in town, so I won't be attending that this time around. And then I just saw 2 new kits. One is a birthday kit and one's a Halloween kit. The birthday kit is really cute, I think. It's a very nice kit. So go and check that out. Let me know what you think about that one. So I'm just going to use some tear and tape to stick my sentiment right here. This card is pretty much the same as the example, only that I put that backing behind the sentiment to let that just stand out a little bit more, and then I only used the 3 flowers to pop them up, and then obviously cut the base in half and mounted that on just a plain white card base. Again, I'm going to use that gold, textured gold dots, I think they're called. I did not check recently. They were on the last chance list. I didn't check in the last week or so if they're still available, so you can go and check. They were on there, but I do love its golden color. To me, it looks like drops of honey, and with this kit, that's with all the honeycomb and the bees and the colors, it just really, really works. I really love these dots. They were one of my favorites. So if you made it to the end of the video, I would love for you to like and subscribe. That helps me share more videos when I can, for as long as I can. And I hope you're enjoying this series and this kit as much as I did. So there's our final product. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.